that archives constitute the memory of all communities, societies, and nations. Archival records are preserved for their legal value or enduring historical significance and constitute a key cultural heritage and information source. The archival heritage is a valuable testimony to the socio-political and economic development of humanity. For instance, the Glasgow University Archive Service gives a fascinating insight into the influence that the University of Glasgow, its staff and students have had on the history and development of many countries, including Nigeria. Records also contain information, and this was from Scotland, as I said, in 2012. It contains information about the first Nigerian students at the University of Glasgow at the time, including one Dr. James Churchill Vaughan and one Dr. Isaac Ladipo Uluwole, who were enrolled in 1913 and graduated in 1918. Dr. Ladipo Uluwole returned to Nigeria to become the first African medical officer of health in the Lagos colony. He pioneered school health services with school inspections and the vaccination of children in their schools, and started the first Nigerian School of Science, School of Hygiene at Yaba in Lagos in 1920. So that's the Ladipo Oluwole, but the records were kept where? In Glasgow, in Scotland. So those of us who drive through streets such as Ladipo Oluwole Street in Ikeja will probably now understand and contextualize the contributions of such a man and why it was considered such high honor to immortalize him by naming a street in his memory. End of quote, 2012. But it is perhaps instructive that we are discussing street naming and street unnaming, and I keep my gunpowder dry. So but that tells you that the more things change, the more they remain the same. So today I reiterate those words about street naming, about Dr. Oluwole, and with greater conviction to reinforce my message that the preservation of our history and the documentation of our progress must be taken seriously. The puzzle pieces of Lagos's past, its people, traditions, governments, and struggles are scattered across time. LASRAB must continue to piece them together into a coherent whole, one archive, one policy document, one photograph, and one manual at a time. So I urge us all to support this noble work. Let us help preserve history, not as a static museum of forgotten things, but as a vibrant engine of knowledge, resilience, and development. In the past, when we needed to conduct searches about certain things that happened here, sadly and ironically, the place to go was to go overseas, to go and look for records of ourselves. So, and I think nothing validates the idea of the prosperity and the economic value of record keeping than that irony. So when we're talking about Google searches today, all the search engines that we now have in our palms, imagine if records were not kept. There's nothing for them to search.